everybody! It's so nice to see you all. It was really easy to get here. Shit, I just dropped my pick into the guitar. Hold on, I think there's actually two in there. Okay. You ready, my friend? Let's rock. Hey, hi. So I'm going to begin my performance tonight with one of the most beautiful songs ever written for one of the worst musicals I've ever seen. The sound from the pavement as the moon lost her memory. She's smiling alone in the lamplight. The withered leaves collected my feet, and the wind begins to move. The all the way, and they'll hurt you if they think you've lied. Nazareth, your famous son, should have stayed at greater Lord, like his father Colin would, he that made good. Tables, chairs, and broken chairs would have suited Jesus best. He'd have done nobody harm, no one at all. Listen, Jesus, do you care for your race? Don't you see we must keep in our place? We are occupied. Have you forgotten how proud we are? I am frightened by the crowd, for we are getting much too loud, and they'll crush us if we go too far. If we go too far. You see, Jesus, do the warning I give. Please remember that I want us to live. But it's sad to see our chances weakening with every hour. All your followers are blind. Oh, too much heaven on their minds. It was beautiful, but now it's sour. Yes, it's all gone sour. Listen, Jesus, to the warning I give. Please remember that I want us to live. Listen, Jesus, to the warning I give. 'Cause it's all gone sour. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you guys are having a nice evening. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself. It's kind of the solo show that I do, and tell you how I ended up here before you this evening. It won't take 30 years, but it did start 30 years ago. So I didn't grow up doing musical theater. I didn't grow up really watching musical theater. It really wasn't in my frame of reference. I did grow up in New York, but I discovered rock bands at a really young age. And from the time I was about 11 years old, that's all I could think of was I wanted to be in a rock band. I wanted to be a singer in a rock band. And so this went on all through high school, all through college, same group of guys. And then in like the mid-90s, it finally became apparent, because we sucked, that we weren't going to make it, and that it was time to move on and time to, make a change. And so I was looking for something else to do. I certainly thought it would be like another rock band or something like that, but I was in a very much of a transitional period. And I get a call from an old friend of mine, somebody that I actually grew up with, who I've known since 3rd grade, Miss Idina Menzel. Yes! And so Idina called me up and she said, hey, I'm doing this off-Broadway musical. It's going to run for a few weeks. And they're looking for somebody to play this role, and they're having a hard time finding a person. He's a singer in a rock band, and I thought of you, and I was wondering if you wanted to go in an audition. And I was like, okay, what do I have to do? She said, I think you just go down with your guitar and sing a song. Now, I didn't even own an acoustic guitar at this point, so I went down with my electric guitar, and I didn't even plug it in. And I go in and I audition for the show, and I'm going to play you the song that I auditioned for Red with. It's from the U2's Joshua Tree record, and it's called The Red Hill Mining Town. Hey, where's my water? Pardon me. Okay. Father to son, the blood runs thin. Oh, see faces frozen still against the wind. The sea is split, the cold face cracked, the lines are long. No going back. good. Here's a song that I'd like you to learn and come back and sing it tomorrow. So he gives me a cassette copy. A lot of you in this room remember cassettes. I can tell just by looking at you. And so he gives me a cassette copy of Jonathan Larson singing One Song Glory. Now, Jonathan Larson was many great, wonderful things. A singer was not one of them. And so I heard this demo tape, and it was just Jonathan singing Glory on his little Casio keyboard. And I have to say, I was a little, what's the word? Underwhelmed, I'll say it. But nonetheless, I took it home and I learned it, and I came back the next day and I sang it. So then the casting director, Bernie Telsey, was like, okay, that's great. Come back tomorrow and sing it again. So I come back tomorrow and I sing it again. Then I go home, day goes by, I get a call on Thursday night to come in again on Friday for the 4th time. And I was like, no, I'm not going in, forget it. I'm just not going in. How can they not figure this out already? And so then I get a call from my dean and she's like, I heard you're not going back in. You have to go back in. What do you mean you're not going back in? This is how these things work. And if you don't go back in, I'm going to look bad because I was the one who recommended you. And blah, 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 blah. So I was like, fine, I'll go back in. Can you imagine if I didn't go back? So I go back in, and it's my last call back, and it's on Friday. And every time I had gone back, there were like more people in the room. So finally, on this last callback, the director comes up to me, Michael Greif, and he comes up really close. He doesn't want everybody else in the room to hear. He's like, Adam, we really like you for this part, but we had a problem with your performance, and we were hoping that it was going to clear up on its own, but it hasn't, so I feel the need to mention it to you. When you sing, you don't open your eyes. And so we need you to open your eyes, because this is a musical, and it's not a rock band. So can you do that? Do you think you can do that? Can you open your eyes when you sing? I was like, I have no idea. I didn't know they were closed. Yes, I can open my eyes. And so he's like, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to sing this song, but I want you to sing it to Bernie. Okay, Bernie Telsey's sitting right there, just like you are, but he's like... So in that moment, I realized, having never done theater before, oh, I have to act. I have to be an actor here. I have to show them that I can act. I have no idea if I can act. Apparently all I did was open my eyes, and that was enough. But anyway, the song sounded a little bit like this. One song, glory. One song before I go, glory. One song to leave behind. Find one song, one last refrain, glory. From the pretty boy front man who wasted opportunity. One song, he had the world at his feet, glory in the eyes of a young girl, find glory beyond the cheek-colored lights. One song before the sun sets, glory on another empty life. Time flies, time dies, glory. One blaze of glory. One blaze of glory. A song that rings true, like a blazing fire, an eternal flame. Find one song, a song about love, glory. the soul of a young man, a young man, find the one song before the virus takes hold. Glory like a sunset, one song to redeem this empty lifetime lies. There's no need to endure anymore. Time dies. Thank you. Okay, so that happened, and obviously the show became an enormous success, right? Now I have a special relationship with this particular song. It's sort of become synonymous with me, and so do you guys know what cameos are? Yeah. So cameos are like, you know, it's an app on your phone, and you can go and hire people to say happy birthday or congratulations or Merry Christmas or whatever it is you want them to say. And so I do a lot of these cameos, and I would say 99.9% of them, people ask me to sing one song Glory, which I always oblige. A couple of years ago, I was out on tour with a musical called Pretty Woman. And we were out for about like 20 months. It was a really long time. And as you can imagine, being out on the road for that amount of time, you spend an inordinate amount of time in hotels. Now, during that entire time, I wasn't doing any cameos. And so people would say, you know, why aren't you doing any cameos? When are you going to come back? I want to get one for my cousin, or I want to get one for my sister. And I was like, I'm sorry, it's just weak. I have to protect the voice. I can't do it, son. But I'll be back as soon as the tour's over. I'll be back. So that was a lie. That was not the reason that I was not doing cameos. So the real reason that I was not doing cameos was because I created this scenario in my mind that I just could not escape, which was, so as I mentioned, we spent an inordinate amount of time in hotels on that tour, and I couldn't get away from this idea that the person would be in the room next to me and be like, hey, you know who's in the room next to me? It's the original guy from Rent. You know what he does all day long? He sits in that room and he plays those songs over and over and over again. It's so weird. And then like, sometimes if he makes a mistake, he goes, fuck! And he goes back and starts at the top. It's so weird. It's so sad, you just can't let it go. So anyway, so now around this time, of course, so the show becomes this huge success, right? And we all use the show as our springboards to our next thing, right? Most people were actors, and they went and they started doing movies and TV and things like that. I was a singer, and I thought this was definitely going to be my time to get a record deal that I've been waiting for my whole life. So that did not happen. But I was getting a ton of attention from Hollywood. And so I literally, during the mid-90s, I met every director, every producer. I went and auditioned for every movie you could possibly think of, belligerently, because I didn't want to be doing it. I wanted a record deal. I didn't want to be auditioning for movies. But nonetheless, I couldn't turn down these opportunities. And so they all were horrible, as auditions are. And they all kind of blend into one. But there was one in particular that sort of stands out in my mind. Do you guys remember the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy, right? The Lord of the Rings? Okay. So I auditioned for the part of Legolas, which was the part that Orlando Bloom ended up playing. So now I didn't grow up reading Lord of the Rings, so I didn't know anything about it, right? So I get the character breakdown, and it says Legolas, elf creature, right? Okay. I remember the word creature very vividly, and so I was like, oh, it's an elf creature. Okay. So I go in and I do my audition, and I gave the Gala audition instead of the Legolas audition. So literally my audition was like, I was actually saying words, but okay. So this went on for like, I don't know, what felt like forever. It was probably 2 minutes. And so they're just sitting there like, okay, thank you. Really nice to meet you. We love the show. And so I leave, right? And I leave like feeling good about myself. I made a choice as an actor, and I stuck to it, right? It was bold, I was brave. Anyway, nonetheless, clearly didn't get the part. And for the slowest burn ever, 2 years later I go see the movie, and on screen comes Orlando Bloom talking totally normally. And I was like, oh my God. This sat there. Somebody has that and they're going to release it one day. If anyone cares. Anyway, so back to the music. After Rent, as I said, I was sort of floundering, didn't know where to go, and I had the opportunity to audition for a new musical by Elton John and Tim Rice called Aida. Thank you. Yes, I could not turn that down, even though I didn't know if I wanted to do any more musicals, but I couldn't turn it down because it was Elton. And the opportunity to sing an original Elton score. So I went and auditioned for Aida, and this was my audition song for Aida. I didn't have this. Long Island's own. I grew up in Long Island. Long Island's own. Billy Joel. Yo! Why are you still so afraid? Oh, where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, 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 you know that when the truth is told, you can get what you want, or you can just get old. Before you even get halfway through. Oh, when will you realize being away for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you wanna be before your time. And oh, it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Ahead of yourself, you forgot what you need. You know you can see when you're wrong. You know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride, and don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll come true. Ooh, when will you realize being awaits for you? And you know that when the truth is told, you can get what you want, or you can just get holding on. King on before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize being awaits for you? Why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? And then, of course, that song led to this song. We all lead such elaborate lives, wild ambitions. We all live in extravagant times, playing games we can't go in, unintended emotional crimes. Take some out, take others in. I'm so tired of all we're going through. I don't want to live like that. I'm so tired of all we're going through. I don't want to love like that. I just want to be with you now and forever. Peaceful, true. This may not be the moment to tell you face to face, but I can wait forever for the perfect time and place. We all lead such elaborate lives. We don't know whose words are true. Strangers, lovers, husbands, wives. Hard to know who's loving who. Too many choices tear us apart. I don't want to live like that. Too many choices tear us apart. I don't want to love like that. I just want to touch your heart. May this confession be the Thank you. So, I know a lot of you here do theater, right? And so you all know that a lot of times doing theater, things don't always go as planned. So we had a little incident during the run of Aida. So we did our out-of-town tryout. A lot of shows do their, before they go to Broadway, they'll do a run in another city, generally in Chicago, sometimes Atlanta, maybe Seattle. Anyway, we were in Chicago, and we were doing our out-of-town tryout. And it was our second preview. Now, I'm going to give away a spoiler here for those of you who haven't seen Aida. So at the end of the show, Rodamés and Aida are put to death for their illicit affair. And so what happened on this particular night, again, this was only our second preview, it was the Rodamés and Aida's final scene as they're being put to death. And we're in this tomb, right? It's basically just a big box, and it was like lifted up in the air like 20 feet, and it kind of looked like it was like sort of floating in midair. It was really cool. Anyway, so Rodamés and Aida are singing to each other, right? Heather Headley and myself are singing to each other. And it's a really quiet, very bittersweet moment, and we're singing softly, and we're very close to each other. We're about this close to each other. And then all of a sudden, the thing that we're in goes, and it drops like 3 feet, right? Just long enough for us to go, oh shit! And then the whole thing comes crashing down, right? 20 feet, crashing down onto the stage. We hit the deck, we go popping out of this thing, and then we hit the stage, right? So we fall like another 2 or 3 feet, whatever it was. So we're lying there on the stage. Now, remember, 2 things. This is only our second preview, no one's really ever seen the show, and this was our death scene. So it took about 15 seconds for people to realize that this was not supposed to happen, and that we really got hurt. So we're both laying there, not moving, right? They drop the curtain, the stage manager comes over the microphone and says, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize, we got a bit of a technical difficulty. Please remain in your seat, the show will begin. The show will begin momentarily. Is there a doctor in the house? And up on stage comes running this lovely young woman who comes up on stage and says, I'm a dermatologist, but I can help. I swear to God, that's true. I would not make that up. She did help. So anyway, they took us away to the hospital, because like I said, we were both hurt. Full costume, makeup, microphones, everything. They called 2 ambulances. They took us away in ambulances, right? So we get to the hospital, and now Heather was wearing, her costume was like, it was sort of like a one-piece bathing suit thing with like a dress wrapped around the waist, long sleeves, but it was sort of looked sort of like a leotard kind of thing. Anyway. Ladies, I don't know why this is done to you, but it had a little hook in the eye right here. So she goes in for her x-ray, and the x-ray technician, after the x-ray, says, Ms. Heather, do you have any piercings or anything that we should know about for the x-ray? And she's like, no! So she leaves, she goes out, she's in the hallway, right? She's on her gurney in the hallway, and the x-ray technician comes out with his business card and puts it on her lap. He goes, give me a call sometime, I'd love to take you out to lunch. So they have 3 lovely kids, and they're very happy. So the next opportunity I have on Broadway was one of my favorite shows of all time. It's probably one of yours too. I got to play the MC in Cabaret. Thank you. Yes, this was an incredible production, and it changed my life in oh so many ways. And so, in honor of that production, which meant so much to me, I'm going to play you guys a little song from Cabaret. And it was not an MC song. Oh, God. Hold on a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Yep, that's good, that's good, that's good. That's good. No, that's not good. That's the guy. I'm down. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time she'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. She'll hold me fast, and I'll be whole at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before. Everybody loves a winner, but nobody loves me. Mr. Peaceful, before the next song. We're going to do a little Name That Tune. You're not going to get it, but I like to play it anyway. I'll give you a little hint. I did play a song by this artist already tonight. Okay, I'm just going to play one chord and see if you can get it. And then maybe I'll tell you who it is. And then you'll see if you can get it. Anybody? Close. Yes, thank you. You got the song, you got the artist. Let's try the song one more time. Rocket Man. Rocket Man. Last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high. There's a guy right there. I miss the earth so much. I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me right again to find I'm not the man I think I am at all. No, no, no. Oh, I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning on his wings of heaven alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them. Oh, dear. All the science I don't understand. It's just my job 5 days a week. Rocket Man. Oh, Rocket Man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning all his fields of air alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Thank you. I just sold. Oh, this is Shane Paris, by the way, everybody. Shane, I just tried to tell you out. I hit the wrong chord, and then I looked at you as if you fucked up. It was me. Sorry. So the next show that I had the pleasure of being a part of was a show called Memphis. And Memphis was written by a guy named Joe DiPietro and David Bryan, the keyboardist from Bon Jovi. And it took place in the 50s down on Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee. And it was, again, one of the most incredible experiences I ever had in the theater. This was my 11 o'clock number from that show. For those of you who don't know what that is the number that sort of comes like 3/4 of the way through the show, where the lead character basically sort of lays it all out for you, right? So this is a song called Memphis Lives in Me. 3, 4. There's a town that I call home, and all the streets are paved with soul. Down on Beale there's a honky-tonk bar. I hear the wail of a blues guitar. Have a beer, drop a dime, and a blind man's job. The blues sing softly in the air, like a Sunday morning prayer. Just one more drink and you'll see God everywhere. Like a sad old melody, there's your hope sets you free. That's how Memphis lives in me. There comes a time when muddy waters run rough. There comes a point when a man has had enough. Like a friend that always stands by me. Yeah. Memphis loves me, Memphis shows me how this life is had to be. I couldn't even try to run away, say goodbye. Here I was born and here is where I'll die. I'm just a man from Tennessee, can't be what I can be. All I know is Memphis lives in me. Couldn't even try to run away, say goodbye. Here I was born and here is where I'll die. I'm just a man from Tennessee, can't be what I can be. All I know is Memphis lives. All I know is Memphis lives. All I know is Memphis lives in So, as I mentioned before, sometimes in theater, live theater, things don't always go as planned. And so, I've been doing this kind of thing for a long time, for many years, this, sort of semi-solo acoustic thing. Sometimes I'm by myself, sometimes I'm lucky enough to have somebody like Shane with me. But I've been doing this for a long time. And so, about, I'd say 15 years ago, I was doing a gig down in Florida. And it was 2 shows. Now, at that time, I didn't have the Broadway repertoire that I have today, after all these years. And so, at that time, I was pretty much doing like rock covers and some originals, and maybe I would sing One Song Glory, like if you were really good and I was in a good mood, maybe I'll do it, but I'm about more than that. Anyway, go down, play these shows, right? So, the first night seems to go off without a hitch. seemed rather normal, anyway. So the second night comes along. Now, I was in an area called Delray Beach, which is very much a retirement community. It's a very large retirement population, all of whom were at my show, coincidentally enough. I'm doing my second show, and I'm about 20 minutes into my set, and I'm in between songs. And it's quiet, and I'm about to play my next song, and all of a sudden, out of the darkness, I hear,
"Excuse me! Excuse me! I have something I want to say. You were brought here as a Broadway performer. Now, I'm sure that your original music is very charming, but it's not what we want, and it's not what we want to hear. So, would you please play some of this Broadway material for us?" And with that, the entire audience starts applauding. Now, I didn't know this woman, but I knew this woman. I'm a Jew from the Bronx, and this was my grandma. And this was my grandmother and all her group of friends who just, at a certain point in their life, decided they could just yell shit out whenever they feel it. So anyway, I was like, "I'm sorry, sweetheart, I don't have any of that material prepared. I apologize if you were expecting something else, but this is all I have, so, you know, here you go." And so I go into my next song. Well, what this woman now had done is inadvertently unleash the floodgates to all the people that clearly had felt very similarly. So as I'm playing, people start shouting things out at me, and I can't hear what they're saying. I can only hear inflections of disapproval. So as I'm playing, I'm hearing, and then there's some actual fans of mine in the front, and they're yelling at the people behind them, "Will you be quiet? That's so rude. He's trying to play for you." And they're like, "But it's too loud, and this isn't what we wanted to hear." And they're fighting back and forth. So I do 2 more songs. And as I continue to play, in addition to people starting to shout things out, I start to see, again, in the darkness, in the silhouettes, up the aisle, I see this. So, as the room gets about 3/4 cleared out, I say, "Thank you, everybody. You've been a great audience. I think I should go. Thank you so much. Have a great night." And I leave, right? So I get off the stage, and the promoter's like, "Oh my God, that was so embarrassing. I'm so sorry." Now, as part of a lot of these things, sometimes they ask you to go to a post-show reception. So this was one of those cases, and the first thing he said, he was like, "You don't have to go to the thing. It's okay. It's fine." I was like, "No, I can use a drink. It's fine. Okay." It was right upstairs. So I go upstairs, I walk in, and who's in there? Everyone who just moseyed out of my show. Now I walk in, and they're literally shooting me daggers, and "Oh my God, that's the guy that just ruined my entire week," you know. So I'm standing there for a couple of minutes, I'm having a drink, older gentleman comes up to me, and he taps me on the shoulder, and he goes, "Did you cut your set short?" I said, "Yes, sir, I did. It seemed like the appropriate thing to do." "What do you mean the appropriate thing to do? It wasn't the appropriate thing to do. I paid for my ticket, and I wanted the full show, and then you just leave the stage, and we all just sat there dumbfounded." Now I know for a fact, he got up and walked out with everybody else. I was like, "Well, I didn't come back out for an encore because, you know, that's sort of antithetical to an encore when the audience gets up and leaves before it happens." And he was like, "Well, I paid for the full show, and I want my money back. I want my money back." And he's running off to find the promoter. So he leaves, I'm standing there for a couple of minutes, and the promoter finally comes up, and he taps me on the shoulder, and he whispers in my ear, "I think you should leave." So I left. And the kicker to all of it is that 2 years ago, they offered me a ton of money to come back and do it again. And I was like, why would you possibly do that? Anyway, I am going back, and I am going to do it again. And I'll tell you something, if I had this next song prepared then, some people might have stayed in their seats. This is from Chicago, one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite shows that I had the opportunity to do, and this is called Funny Honey. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. He doesn't care, he'll string along, 'cause he loves me so, the funny honey of mine. Sometimes I'm down, sometimes I'm up.
be right there, taking the blame, 'cause he loves me so, and it all suits me just fine. Oh, that's funny, funny, honey, funny, honey of mine. Funny, honey of mine. What if the world slandered my name? He'd be right there, taking the rain home. And he loves me so, and all suits me just fine. Oh, that's funny, funny, honey. Oh, that's funny, funny, honey. Oh, that's funny, funny, honey, funny, honey of mine. Funny, honey of mine. Oh. All right, folks, you've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. We had a lovely time with you tonight. I'm going to leave you with one more. This is from a show that I did called Something Rotten, where I got to play Sir William Shakespeare. And this was his number. This was his, I say it was his 11 o'clock number, although it came to the opening of the second act. And it's called Hard to Beat Apart. My days are so busy, it's making me busy, there's so much I gotta do. There's lunches and meetings and poetry readings and endless interviews. Gotta pose for a portrait and now I deplore sitting there for eternity. Then it's off to the inn where my innkeeper friend wants to name a drink after me. Then it's back to my room where I resume my attempt to write a hit. But me and my beer, the terrible fear that I might be losing it. And it's hard, it's really, really hard. So very, very hard. I make it look easy, but honey, believe me, it's hard. It's so annoyingly hard. So unavoidably, unenjoyably hard. It's hard to be the bard. I know that writing made me famous, but being famous is just so much more fun. I've got so many fans with so many demands I can hardly go take a piss. They are there to freak on the autograph seeker, they all want a piece of this. It's a cross that I bear on my Jesus, I swear it's a burden, but I suffer through it. It's all part of the game, the trappings of fame, but somebody's gotta do it. Now I know, I gotta go and get back to my pen and ink. Don't make me do it, don't make me go through it. Can somebody give me a drink? Cause it's hard, it's really, really hard. It's sexy, but it's hard. This bar that I'm raising to be this amazing. It's hard, it's so incredibly hard. So inconceivably, unbelievably hard. It's hard to be the bard, babe. I don't know how I do it. There's only so much of it to go around. People just don't understand as their writing's demanding. It's mentally challenging and it's a bore. It's such a chore to sit in a room by yourself. Oh my God, I just hate it. And you're trying to find an opening line or a brilliant idea. You're pacing the floor and searching for just a moment of divine inspiration. Just one little nugget, just one little spark. Suddenly I found that you're ready to start. So now you can write, right, wrong. You're not even close. You remember that damn it, your wave's got to be in dynamic pentameter. So you write down a word, but it's not the right word. So you try a new word, but you need a new word, and you need a new word, but you can't find the word. Oh, where is it? What is it? What is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's really the worst. Makes me wonder why I didn't think of that first. Hard to alleviate the pressure to create. Hard to do something as good as the last thing you did that was already great. And it's hard. Well, I'll hoist it by its petard. All that I need is a clever disguise. I'll make a pay for his devious lies and make him do all of the tedious stuff. The work that's terribly and unbearably hard. All right, Big Bottom. It's time for Shakespeare to find out what Shakespeare's next big hit will be. 'Cause it's hard! It's hard! It's hard! I've got fortune and fame, everyone knows my name, I can't help it, it's still freaking hard! Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Oh, you're so cool. Okay, we got one more for you. You Red fans will probably recognize. There is no future. There is no past. Thank God this moment's not the last. There's only us. There's only this. Forget, regret, for life is yours to miss. No other road, no other way, no day but today. Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow from this nightmare? There's only now, there's only here. Give in to love or live in fear. No other path, no other way, no day but today. No day but today. No day